Hello, this is Gilgamesh. I've been off for a couple of weeks, and because I had foot surgery, and I'm dealing with my muscles in my back, and I'm looking to move out of my current apartment. So this video I'm going to do is about what we've been seeing going on. Okay, what we saw go on between India and Pakistan. Okay, Kashmir, the people that mainly live in Kashmir are Muslims. Now, India wants this because they're Zionists. They want, if they had their way, they get rid of all the Muslims out of Pakistan, out of Kashmir, and they've occupied all. So essentially, Vance is in India before this terrorist attack happens. Who does it? Who's doing it? U.S. Because the terrorist groups apparently, with no proof that the Pakistani government is behind this, Moby is exactly the Zionist shitbag that Israel is. The biggest thing you see going on in Israel is what's going on between what India does to Muslims in Pakistan or anybody else. Moby, as Claire Daly, when she used to be in the EU, she said this: Moby is responsible for Muslim girls getting raped and set on fire while they were still alive. Yes, and there's videos of foreign women coming into India getting assaulted, harassed, and everything by the Hindus. These are the, because India's made up of different areas. Like the people in the north are different than the people in the south. Moby's part of the country are absolute Zionist shitbags who during World War II helped the Japanese do the crimes they did on the people of China, Korea, and everything. Yes. And essentially, this terrorist attack happens. What does Moby do? He cuts off the water and he immediately blames Pakistan. Pakistan comes out and says, we had nothing to do with it. I believe them. Because when they do stuff, they've admitted it when they've attacked India in the past. When the government, I'm not defending this current government because they were installed by the U.S. government. The terrorist organizations in Pakistan are controlled by the U.S. government. So this terrorist attack was done by the U.S. government to make Moby attack Pakistan. They've been attacking each other. Patrick Lancaster went there and wanted to find out what was going on. And they have a ceasefire. So India releases water from this dam they built on a river that basically brings water to Pakistan. And so, yes. So there's a truce right now. Now, let's get to what happened between the Houthi and Trump. Trump lies his ass off. He claims, Houthi have bad, coward. Literally saying the Houthi were basically, they were giving up. But no, that's not true. They came out and said, nope, we're still attacking. Trump realized he was losing weapons, planes, and so he moved out of the Red Sea. Okay. We hear Bibi and Trump are they're fighting. Bibi's a puppet of the Israeli intelligence. That's the real government. It's like the CIA or Palantir in here now that runs our government. Okay, to understand who Hamas is, Hamas was created by the United States, Israel, for one cause: to undermine the PLO and Arafat. And they convinced the Palestinians, yes, don't support, and then they murdered Arafat and they got rid of the PLO. So they convinced the Palestinians, we're here for you, we're here now. And all they've done is get the Palestinians killed. They've killed an IDF soldier, yes. So at least 1 year before this October the 7th, at least 1 or 2 years, the Israeli intelligence with Hamas and the Palantir and the CIA got together and planned October the 7th. Many people have said, answer this question, why? If Hamas are not terrorists and they're freedom fighters, why would they go into, because they were trying to cause it? No, I actually contradict that. I will contradict that outright, that wasn't the purpose of taking the hostages. Okay, if people know that Israel used the Hannibal Directive, why would Hamas once again take people into Gaza? Knowing the reaction is to kill everyone in Gaza. Okay, so Hamas does this, and you can tell they weren't sure if it was going to pull off because Israel and the U.S. sometimes they don't keep their word to Hamas. So Hamas basically and the Israeli intelligence, why did they move the military off the festival and move it to the West Bank to allow Hamas to do this? Then what happens? They get their hands, and they've admitted to killing innocent Israelis. There are innocent Israelis who do not support their government that have been killed by Hamas. They've admitted this. And Brian Berletic was right. They have admitted to killing innocent people, and they are a terrorist organization. They serve Israel's interests. It's just like the Muslim Brotherhood, Al-Qaeda, and ISIS have never attacked Israel. Yeah. And go look back to the whole thing, what was it, that's kicked off the death of Gaddafi. Why did Gaddafi get killed? Because he was one of the countries that we needed. So what did the Muslim Brotherhood? They did exactly, and they got rid of Gaddafi for us in Israel. So they take him in. What happens? This gives carte blanche to Israel to commit genocide. So Hamas is not supporting the Palestinians. They've convinced me, oh yes, join us, we'll get you what you're going to fight for. No, they're not. They're basically, and look what happened. Trump was able to get an American released. And did Hamas get anything? Nope, they got nothing out of it. It was just simply released. Trump talked to them. That's odd. Why would Trump be able to talk to Hamas directly? Unless they're working for the U.S. and Israel. And like I said, this was orchestrated at least 1 year, maybe 2, before it happened. And it's come out like I think Haaretz and others have written. And I was asked this by Dudis, how do you know this is true? Because it's been written. I couldn't remember where. I think it was Haaretz wrote that the Israeli intelligence knew at least 1 year ahead that Hamas was going to do this. So it means they planned this. And this was planned. This is part of the whole what Palantir does. They plan these things out, and as Alex Karp, the CEO, was confronted by someone screaming genocide, he smiled and told them, yes, we are killing those people. Pretty much admitting we are committing genocide. And they're the ones who created Lavender, the satellite system that Israel uses to kill those in Gaza. And they're shrinking the space. Now they're pushing them south. So Hamas is not the freedom fighters that people like Nick Cruz and others praise them for. No, they are terrorists done to kill the Palestinians, get Gaza gone, get all the Palestinians. So they're shrinking. Israel has taken the Philadelphia corridor again, southern Gaza, and they've taken northern Gaza. And remember, they wiped out almost all of Hezbollah's leadership in a Bucker buster. So they're doing nothing. Iran is doing nothing because, well, they have to worry about they're going to get attacked. So they're preparing for war, which rightfully so. Syria fell thanks to Putin getting Assad to resign. Yes. And so we have Trump going to meet with a terrorist, Jelani. And we have, so he's already normalized. Said, this whole thing that Saudi Arabia is going to, they've already normalized. Qatar, United Emirates, Jordan, even Egypt, Turkey have normalized everything with Israel. They've already done this. They've been working with Israel. Saudi Arabia, the Saudis, have already agreed to help reconstruct. Same with Egypt. So this whole thing, you're being fed a bunch of bullshit. No, they're not. Trump is not going against Israel. Bullshit. There's not going to be. Oh, but he says Gaza. Yeah, everybody says Gaza, but Israel keeps going. They said we're going to fully go in and we're going to get rid of the Palestinians. All you can screech and moan, oh my God, free Palestine, is it, as Richard Medhurst told George Galloway. I think that was who he told. He said Israel has already won. Or maybe it was Jamal Thomas, but he was talking to somebody, he said, look at it this way. He admitted, Israel's already won. They have. They've taken the West Bank. There is no West Bank. And, yes, the Houthi or al-Sarraj have hit the airport in Israel. Yes. Here's another thing, is that Israel being on fire is due to these mulberry trees that they bring from Europe that are really easy in hot weather, dry weather. They tend to, when it gets really hot, they'll tend to catch fire. That's why there were reports that Israel was on fire, not because of the Houthi, but because of these trees. They destroy the olives because they can't grow, they're apparently allergic to olives. Plus, they have to import all their food because they don't farm in Israel. So we had that going on. That is the point of Hamas. Help Israel get rid of the Palestinians. They are not protecting them. They have not helped them. They've just tricked them into thinking we're here, and then they've been getting them killed. So anybody thinks Hamas is, they're freedom fighters, you're fucking stupid. I'm going to say it. Enough of this shit. Hamas serves no one but Israel and the United States. This is why Al-Qaeda and no, Saudi Arabia did not do 9/11, as Mark Levin is too stupid to realize. No, it was Israel and the United States, or perpetrated, or actually come up with by Palantir, and they said that they had Bush agree, CIA and Israeli intelligence agree that Mossad would fly the planes in the towers. Yes. So let's get to the next thing. Okay, this whole ceasefire in Ukraine. Zelensky, as he changed the constitution, cannot end the war with Putin. Sit down with Putin. He did this himself. He got Congress to change the constitution, saying, I've said this before, you cannot end the war in Ukraine until you get rid of the mandate that Zelensky, when he was president, got put through that said we can never sit down with Russia and end this war. Plus, the Nazis won't allow that. So the Banderites are like, no. And so this whole thing going to Istanbul is a waste of time. Putin already said he wasn't going. Nope. Lavrov is going. It's going to go nowhere because Zelensky can't end it. And he won't be allowed to. So there is no ending this war. I've said before, Brian Galactic and others have noticed, Trump really likes to exaggerate. Like, who's running his company? His son, Eric Trump. Eric Trump went to school for business. His father is not the businessman he claims to be. The art of the deal is a complete sham. And you go back to when he was doing The Apprentice, who's running his company? His son, Eric Trump. Like I said, his son, like his father, went to business school. Donald Trump was brought in by his father. He doesn't have that business school mentality. He was shown how the business, and he's done a crappy job of doing it. Eric Trump comes in, being an actual businessman, like his sister, who went to school for business. They both had to understand how business works. This is why Trump University that Trump came up with was a complete scam of embezzling money and hiding it. And Trump is, as Virginia Roberts said, when Webb's confirmed it, he did sex trafficked kids out of Mar-a-Lago. This is why Epstein got arrested, because he did it in front of people instead of not doing it in front of people. Pam Bondi's an idiot, and all these politicians who've gone, release it. The reason they're saying that is because they know it'll never come out. That's why they can act like, oh my God, we want this information released. No, they don't. And they're glad it isn't, because a lot of them are, as DC is known as the child sex trafficking capital of the world, they fuck kids and kill them. This is, as Lisa Link, who was on The View, left to do an actual documentary on the sex trafficking of children into DC. I've seen part of that, and before she released a little snippet of it, showing her talking to somebody who talked about it. Yeah, and gonna show her, all of a sudden she drops the whole thing because her sister ends up in North Korea. Yep, that whole thing was to shut her up. Epstein was killed because he was going to expose the names. Because he said, if I go to prison, they kill him. Virginia Roberts was murdered. She did not kill herself. This was not a suicidal woman. Yes, she was in an accident in Australia, but she, as her father said on Piers Morgan's show, and they all attacked him and said, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. He was close to his daughter. He said she had no reason to kill herself. She wasn't suicidal. They, well, oh no, she killed herself. But no, people that are not close to Virginia Roberts and the family made the claim that she killed herself. She was not suicidal. So Trump, and Whitney Webb said this, is a sex trafficker. This all goes back to CIA, and where does, Mika Brzezinski's father, Dr. Brzezinski, worked in the CIA. Okay, the Palantir boys, all of them, I couldn't name them all. I know Peter Thiel and Alex Cox, who's the CEO, were brought in the CIA. All the Palantir guys were brought in because they were software developers, unlike Musk, who only funded the creation of Palantir. These guys were geniuses. They were brought in and they've shown the 7 countries, and ever since they've been running things. They've been planning, they created lavender for Israel. This is their plan is to fight Iran. They know they can't beat Iran, but they want to take Iran down, make Iran waste its time fighting a war they know they'll win, just like Russia. Okay, you don't have, they're creating the digital ID, digital currency, and eventually they're going to create the police state. And how they do that, they're going to take away your First Amendment. If you think, and I said this to them, all those people being freed by judges, don't think that they're free. I do believe Trump will go after them. And as Khalid, who did not support the Palestinians, his own people, he actually fought to remove Assad from power after he was born there. And Leif Maruth, who is Palestinian, has pointed this out. When you do the bidding, when you're a dog for the U.S. and Israeli, when they're done with you, they will throw you away. And so Trump was asked, do you support the Constitution? He goes, no. So he wants to get rid of it. And your guns will go. They don't, the more you kill the cops, eventually they will ban all guns in America. Why do you think they're going to put this bill that will actually ban automatic weapons? And what is an automatic weapon? They will make it as vague as possible so they can say, we're going to take this away from you. We're going to ban this. We're going to ban your handgun, your revolver. Anything where you cock it and go boom, 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 they'll say that's automatic. If you have to if you have to sit there and you can load 6 chambers, that's to them automatic. I'm not joking. You'll have to have a weapon that's a single shot, where let's say a shotgun that's a single shot, where you have to fire it, boom, and then reload it to fire it again. That's the type you might be able to keep. But they're going to get rid of anything where you can shoot it multiple times, like a Glock. Or anything that I do believe they're going to take it away, because they want you unarmed when the police state is created. And this is all part of Palantir's plan. Think about what Kristi Noem said, which she knows the federal government can't create, is the real ID. Our state has it, your driver's license. And in this state where I live, when I went to renew my license, they asked me, do you want an Oregon real ID or regular? And I said regular, because that's the real ID every state has. I had to wait for it to be mailed to me. Yeah, unlike in the past where they would do the driver's license then and give it to you. You now, because just like real ID, they have to send it to the central, to Salem. They create it. They'll mail it off. They give you a copy of your license, so you can, if you get stopped, you can show. Okay, so that's But once again, Hamas serves Israel's interest. The Palestinians will not. They're being pushed further. So free Palestine. Doesn't matter. They don't care that you're crying this. Palantir loves the fact that you're screeching and holler. Oh, but the difference between Alex Karp and Peter Thiel is Peter Thiel is kind of an introvert, which means he has a hard time. He can talk like if he has a conversation, but if you try to get him to explain certain things, he has trouble. His brain has trouble actually getting it out. Don't bring up Epstein. He freezes like a spastic retard. But yeah, when it comes to explaining this stuff, what's going on in Gaza, he could not explain it to you unless he showed you. Alex Karp can tell you because he enjoys telling you we're going to kill the Palestinians. We're going to ethnically cleanse them. He smiles as he says this, letting you know he doesn't give a shit. And he doesn't. And Trump is not going against Israel. He's not going to. Bibi is just a puppet, just like Trump is a puppet of Palantir. I said this, they go, what proof do you have? It's not hard to see who's really running things. When you look at Palantir, they are the ones who are pushing all this. And like I said, they're going to go and, No trade. Oh, Trump lost the trade war with China. Then they say, okay, we'll pull off on right now. We'll put a pause on things. And the thing China doesn't have is their market is not opened up to other people. If you want to do business in China, you have to go and open one of their bank accounts to do business in China. Trump found this out. What he wants to do is force China. He wants to trick China, which won't happen, to open their markets up to BlackRock and others, so they can hack into their government and steal their stuff, and basically take their government down by doing that. There's a simpler way. Trump's not smart enough to understand this. Neither is Scott Bassett, George Soros, bitch. Is that there's an easy way to crash gold, which will probably be coming down the road. But Palantir's really takes their time. Of course, everyone talks about what happened to Hassan Piker, all because, well, the reason he got his Twitch ban, he said someone should kill, the former governor of Florida, Scott. I want to say Adam Scott, but that's the comic guy. But this is I forget his. Yeah, he made threats towards his life, saying someone should assassinate him. But then he called Trump. Was it Trump? He made videos going against Trump, criticizing Trump and everything. So he gets detained when he comes back to the U.S. and they ask him a bunch of questions. They let him go, by the way. But yeah, he talked about what happened to him. Other people have been stopped when they come in and have been questioned, like what happened to Max Blumenthal, who went back to Iran. It's like, you can probably get stopped and questioned. Why were you in Iran? It's like, yeah, Trump. Oh, and then the funniest thing was what we saw come out of South Africa. These 59 white people who claimed they were persecuted were flown on a huge jumbo jet that could have held far more. One of them was massively overweight. Were brought to the U.S. to be settled here, and the Presbyterian Church said, we're not supporting that. We're not going to help you resettle these people because you won't allow others who have been approved to come in. Trump says, no, they can't come in. As Nicolas said, you're only allowed in this country if you look a certain way, which means if you're white. Black people, Latinos, Asians, don't bother coming. So, yeah. And like I was watching, what was it? I was watching Printman, and they were talking to a lady from, I think she's from Pakistan or India. I think she lives in Pakistan. She was saying the loser in this whole thing is, this whole thing happening between Pakistan and India is India. Moby has been disgraced by what happened. His reaction to this, attacking and killing, claiming, no, he killed civilians. He bombed and he claimed that he got terrorists. No, they were civilians. So Pakistan retaliated. They shot down. And essentially, in the end, China wins. Because India is the weak link of BRICS. Moby is so dumb, he allows himself to be manipulated by the U.S. Yeah. So, I'll say it again. Hamas serves the U.S. interests. They are getting the Palestinians killed. Trump tells them, hey, release that one guy. They get nothing out of it. There's no Gaza. There's no... Yeah, Trump will say, I recognize God. Okay, but that doesn't mean shit. You're watching this unfold and no consequences. Oh, and don't ask the UN for help. I remember when I read a report, how these that look like the armed guys they sent into Africa were actually making kids give them blowjob for food, and it's all got reported and proven that yes, people that worked at the UN. We're not talking aid. These people that are supposed to protect the aid were forcing children to suck their dick for food. This is true. So why would I trust any fucker at the UN? They were shit on all levels. It's like the ICJ and everything. Israel's going to get away with this. Bibi will go to prison. They'll replace him with someone else. Trump will eventually leave office disgraced as a scumbag who is a racist piece of shit. His base will be, no one will ever listen to them. The MAGA movement is dead. They're allowing themselves to be destroyed. And this is all part of Peter Palantir's plan. They hate Trump's base. They hate the MAGA idiots, the people that think, oh, we love Donald Trump. They hate you, just like they hated the Tea Party, just like, yeah. So I just wanted to do this real quick. Yeah, I'm getting my stitches out of my foot today. Yeah, because I had a fractured toes. Like, your toes actually are most of your foot. I'm just going to use my hand. And I had a regular bed and the metal frame that your bed sits on. I went like this and I fractured the two toes in here where, let's say this is the foot and your actual foot is back here and the rest is your toes. Well, on this one, which is the pinky one, on this part, a bump came. I thought that was due to the healing. No, and they opened it up. They said there was something hard they found. They don't know what it is. They sent it off to get tested. But today, and it's, I've been wearing a walking boot. It healed, and I go back today, this morning, to have the stitches removed. So I will no longer have to wear this walking boot, and then I can, go back to wearing socks and shoes. Thank God. It's kind of not fun wearing this thing because I can't cover my feet up and everything. Your toes get cold when it's cold outside. So yeah, I go and have that done today, which is great. And then Saturday I'm going to go see Clown in a Cornfield, and I'm going to go see, what's the other movie? Oh God, now I'm forgetting. Oh, it's coming out. I forget. It's a new movie coming out. Final Destination Bloodline. Yeah, might as well see. I saw the trailer. I thought, okay, this looks interesting. So I'm going to go see those Saturday. And, so yeah, I'm, just took some time off to, I don't do this all the time. I try to stay off social media. I'm glad I'm not on Twitter. It's horse shit. I mean, people are like, I'm just like, you do know the people doing this genocide are laughing at you. You protest, your protests are falling on deaf ears. They don't care. The more you protest, the more they're laughing. So I just want to point that out. Hamas serves the West. India lost in this whole thing between them and Pakistan. They look weak. Modi looks stupid for what he did, and it will cost him. It just proves how racist India is and expose that they get weapons from Israel. They're following Israel's plan. They want to wipe the Muslims out and basically take all the land for themselves. Won't happen because Pakistan can defend itself. So, yeah. And the U.S. looks stupid because they were the cause of all this. Yeah. So, this is Gilgamesh. I will talk to you later. Bye.